In this video, before I present the academic part, there are a few people I will visit and welcome the introduction of their videos. Next. Welcome, guys. So, in my research on food preservation, I'm here with a friend here known as Mama Nyambura, and she is now teaching me how they preserve their food.
Here we have dengu.
Dengu. You put it in there. You are saying that is the deep freezer. The fridge has got a deep freezer.
And
Then there is a down place there. Another cabinet there. You know, na difference here na deep freezer niliko.
Yeah, you got a ketika.
So that the deep freezer makes the food more cold than the other part down here.
And here we have milk.
So we have milk there.
Here we have food.
Then we have
cook on Christmas.
Cooked food.
And this is chicken. This was stew.
Yes.
Stew minji, walu. And nyama. And here we have carrots.
Carrots. Yes.
And the carrots are very fresh. Very fresh.
So when you keep them there, they become fresh. Yes.
Here we have skuma, spinach.
All right.
And they are fresh too.
So they are fresh, eh?
Terere.
They will stay for how long now there?
1 week.
1 week? Okay. And the food will take how long?
3 days.
3 days. If it passes 3 days, what happens? It goes bad, or what does it happen?
They smell bad.
Okay.
Yeah, we have
tomatoes.
Tomato, ho.
So we have so many things in this fridge. Tomatoes down there. We have cabbage in the middle there. Then we have managu and whatever. And that is the way the fridge is used by Mama Nyambu. Then here we have also soda
of Coca-Cola. We have Fanta, Bado, black currant. Here we have white vinegar to wash vegetables.
If you keep it out, this white vinegar, what will happen?
I don't know.
They will go bad. Okay. So that is
we have tomato paste.
Okay.
Cloves.
All these are put in the fridge, eh? Okay. Here we have the representatives of canning. Canning, like this one is a glucose. A tin of glucose. Then we have here a tin of cocoa powder. Then here we have for bottling, we have a Fanta, black currant, soda there. And then we have yogurt here, Fresher. The company is known as Fresher. So all these ones fall in the group known as canning and bottling. Hey, Nicaragua. So I'm at Mama Nyambu's place. Now we are looking at canning and bottling, the things which are preserved. We have various variety, and she is going to explain to us. This one is
like spices.
Yes.
Like spices. We can put meat, stew.
Yeah, mbulimuroa.
We can put in stew like meat and the stew.
How long does that one take to stay before it gets burned?
Expiring date, yama.
Expiring date.
Let me check.
So that is Royco.
Royco spices.
Spices. Yes.
This one is pilau masala. To cook for pilau.
Yes.
Mchele.
It's also preserved.
This one is cinnamon. We can put in food, tea.
Yes. Yes.
Or you can put in meat, bado. Na stew, ata rice, mchele.
Another.
I don't have another.
This is
for peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
For blend.
So that tell us what is the use of that. Okay, yes. Peanut butter for applying on bread.
This one is soda, Fanta, black currant.
Yes.
And it is very sweet.
How long do you take to finish that one?
Hey, after even one day.
Okay.
This one is glucose. It helps pregnant women.
It is very useful for pregnant women. Why?
Even you can go to hospital and daktari yakunini.
Anakuambia you taking glucose.
We put in water and drink it.
Okay. It gives you energy. Okay.
This one is zesta. And kwanza hii ni chili. Hii ni ile kali.
Okay. Tanyonia babandike.
Chili. Imeandikwa hot
sauce. So we want to see the name of that.
Hot sweet sauce.
Sweet sauce. Yes.
And this one is cocoa. Cocoa. Cocoa powder. Curry powder.
Cocoa powder. Cadbury.
Cadbury.
So
if you are breastfeeding, you can take this one. It helps nini. Wala mama wana breastfeed milk.
It increases the amount of milk. Okay. These are the Korea. Difference here on a fridge niko. What's the difference between the freezer and the fridge?
Inaweka kitu inakuwa ice. Na fridge haiwezi kufanya kitu ikiwa ice.
All right. So hiyo ndio difference. Na fridge ile nimepata sahi. So guys, this is a freezer here. Somebody is explaining to me. Pale nimeonyeshwa fridge, nimeonyeshwa ati kuna kakitu ka freezer ndani.
Hiyo freezer haiwezi liganisha hiyo ka freezer ya hii. Fridge na hii freezer. Na hii hapana.
So this one is a freezer.
Hii hata nikikugulia ndani. Uone vile iko.
So this is the way this is the way the freezer looks like inside. You can see they are preserving meat. All right. And kendo gikaraga for how long ngai wa freezer no kendo ke anytime.
Yes, kwa hiyo vibe sinakuwa mali.
Kwa hivyo itakaa
haiwezi haribika hata ikikaa
mpaka utatumia. All right. Thank you very much. So that is a freezer, and the freezer, if you put something inside, it will stay and stay and stay and stay. So thank you very much, my friend.
Ikiva unaweka hapa mahali kama hapa chini. Unaidungia hapo. Inakula hiyo moshi pole inaiva.
Inakula Moshi inaingia kwa nyama.
Moshi inaingia kwa nyama, inaiva pole pole. Inakuwa sawa.
So we are explaining smoking. Okay. Na haitanuka hiyo smoke.
Hapana. Inaiva tu hiyo moshi. Hiyo joto ya moshi hiyo inaiva.
Alafu sasa ukiiweka inaweka time kubwa sana before iende iharibike. Okay.
Inaweza chukua hata mwezi kama 3 kama
before iharibike. Na unaiweka wapi? Unaiweka after smoking, where do you put it?
You just eat.
No, the remainder. You know, you cannot eat everything.
Oh, the remainder.
Unaiweka kwa friji ama unaweka wapi?
Hata uweke kwa fridge.
Yeah?
TikTok nalipa.
Nini?
TikTok.
Hapana bado.
Inalipa.
Hata ninasikianga inalipa TikTok. Lakini sijaambiwa na mtu ambaye analipwa.
Just have a bite.
Okay.
Feel at home.
Okay. So here I was asking about smoking. Smoking meat as a preservation method. Okay. But I was told this one is roasting. So what they are doing here is roasting, not smoking. Okay. Good evening, my viewers. Once more, I greet you and thank you very much for continuing to watch my videos, especially the videos dealing with digging deep into biology. So today, I've been united again and I have another very important video which was suggested to me by a certain former student, and the video is on food preservation. My name is Midamo TK. Welcome back to my channel, Smart_Clever Memos. Today, we are diving into a fascinating topic, food preservation. Have you ever wondered how freezing, drying, or fermenting keeps your food fresh for longer? Let's break down it all down in this exciting video. So, first of all, I'll answer the question. The question in the KCSE was, name the various methods used in preserving food. And B, explain how each of the methods you have named in A above works. Part A, you are getting 7 marks, and part B, 13 marks, total 20 marks. So let's go and see how you are supposed to have tackled this question. The various methods used in preserving food, you are supposed to have the following: refrigeration and freezing. Those ones go together, you get a mark. Drying, a mark. Salting, a mark. Smoking, a mark. Canning and bottling, a mark. Use of chemical preservatives, a mark. And finally, the 7th mark was fermentation. How are the methods used above works? Okay. Now, for the examination purposes, the answer will just be summarized, but I will be expounding more. For refrigeration and freezing, raw temperatures slow down the activity of microorganisms and enzymes. You get a tick. Preventing spoilage. Freezing halts microbial activity. Drying removes water content from food, making it unsuitable for microbial growth since microorganisms require moisture to thrive. Salting. Salt draws water out of food and microbial cells through osmosis, creating an environment that inhibits microbial growth. Smoking exposes food to smoke from burning materials, which contains antimicrobial and antioxidant compounds that preserve the food. Canning and bottling involves heating food to kill microorganisms and sealing it in airtight containers to prevent contamination and spoilage. Use of chemical preservatives. Chemicals such as sodium benzoate and sulfur dioxide are added to inhibit the growth of microorganisms and enzymatic activity. And finally, in fermentation, microorganisms like bacteria and yeast convert sugars in food to acids or alcohol, which creates an environment that inhibits the growth of spoilage organisms. 14 marks, maximum 13. The key points for scoring full marks, that is the 13 marks, ensure you include scientific processes, that is, mention the role of enzymes, microbial growth, osmosis, and water activity. 2. Provide examples. Relate each method to specific foods, e.g. freezing meat, drying fruits, or fermenting milk into yogurt. And finally, explain benefits. Highlight how these methods extend shelf life and maintain food quality. Preserved foods. So we are through with the examination council. Now I want to teach. The lecture will be quite interesting, so welcome. Welcome back. Let's get deeper into the fascinating world of food preservation. Let's explore how each preservation method works and how you can apply them in your daily life. Topics we will cover: how freezing and refrigeration stop spoilage, the science behind drying and salting, preserving food with smoking, canning, and chemical preservatives, and fermentation. In fermentation, turning food into nutritious masterpieces. So there, I've got a photograph of some of the preserved foods. Like you can see glucose there. All right. Glucose. A bottle of Fanta, Zesta, and so on. refrigerator and freezer. First, refrigeration and freezing. Refrigeration slows down bacterial growth by keeping temperatures below 5 degrees centigrade. Freezing, on the other hand, takes it further by stopping microbial activity entirely at negative 18 degrees centigrade. Just ensure your food is properly sealed to prevent contamination. So, on your left you have the refrigerator, and on your right you have the deep freezer. In the deep freezer, we have meat. In the refrigerator, we have food, cooked food. I can also see some tomatoes down there, and some bottled juices. How it works. Refrigeration slows down the activity of enzymes and microbial growth, keeping food fresh for a few days. Most bacteria grow best between 5 degrees centigrade and 60 degrees. So, storing food below 5 degrees centigrade significantly reduces spoilage. Freezing, on the other hand, stops microbial growth entirely by lowering the temperature to negative 18 degrees centigrade or below. The water inside the food turns into ice, making it unavailable for microbes to use. While freezing does not kill bacteria, it halts their activity until the food is thawed. Drying. Drying is one of the oldest methods of preservation. By removing moisture, bacteria and molds simply cannot survive. Whether you are sun-drying fruits or using a dehydrator for herbs, this method is the perfect for long-term storage. All right. How it works. Drying removes moisture, which is essential for the survival and the reproduction of microorganisms. Without water, bacteria, yeast, and molds cannot grow. Sun drying, air drying, or using a dehydrator reduces the water activity of food to a level that prevents spoilage. For instance, dried fruits like raisins and apricots remain edible for months because they lack the moisture required for microbial activity. Salting. Next, we have salting, which works through osmosis. Salts draw water from both the food and any microorganisms, making it impossible for bacteria to thrive. This method is ideal for preserving fish, meat, and even some vegetables. How it works. Salting works through osmosis. When salt is added to food, it draws water out of both the food and the microorganisms. This creates an environment with raw water activity, which is inhospitable to most bacteria. For example, in salted fish or meat, the high salt concentration prevents bacterial growth, keeping the food safe for longer periods. Smoking. While not commonly used at home, they are perfect for jams and juices. How it works. Chemical preservatives such as citric acid, sodium benzoate, and potassium sorbate inhibit microbial growth by altering the food's pH or interfering with the microbial enzymes. For example, sodium benzoate is effective in acidic environments like sodas or jams, where it prevents yeast and mold growth. These chemicals extend the shelf life of food by creating an environment unsuitable for microbial survival. What is potassium sorbate? Potassium sorbate is a chemical compound widely used as food preservative. Its chemical formula is C6H7KO2 and it is the potassium salt of sorbic acid. Potassium sorbate appears as a white crystalline powder or granules and is highly soluble in water. Key characteristics: preservative law. It prevents the growth of mold, yeast, and some bacteria in food products. Uses: commonly used in food, drink, cosmetic, and personal care products. In food, found in cheese, wine, yogurt, dried fruits, baked goods, and soft drinks. In cosmetic, used to prevent spoilage in lotions, shampoos, and other products. Safety. Considered safe for human consumption by regulatory bodies like FDA and EFSA when used in appropriate amounts. How it works. Potassium sorbate works by interfering with the microbial cell membranes, inhibiting their reproduction. This extends the shelf life of products by preventing spoilage and contamination. Why use sodium sorbate? It is highly effective at low concentrations. Again, it does not affect the taste or smell of food. And finally, it is less toxic compared to other preservatives. The meaning of FDA is Food and Drug Administration, a regulatory agency of the United States government responsible for protecting health by ensuring safety, efficacy, and security of food, drugs, medical devices, cosmetics, and other products. EFSA, European Food Safety Authority, an agency of European Union that provides independent scientific advice on food-related risks. It helps protect consumers and ensures food safety in Europe. Both organizations play critical roles in setting guidelines and assessing the safety of food additives like potassium sorbate. Fermentation. Lastly, fermentation, where beneficial microorganisms turn sugars into acids or alcohol. This not only preserves the food, but also enhances its nutritional value. Examples include yogurt, kimchi, and sukrt. I'll very soon going to tell you what they are. So that is yogurt from a company known as Fresher. How it works. Fermentation relies on the activity of beneficial microorganisms such as bacteria or yeast to preserve food. These microorganisms convert sugars into acids, e.g. lactic acid in yogurt, or alcohol, e.g. in beer, creating an environment where harmful microbes cannot thrive. The acidic or alcoholic byproducts inhibit spoilage and pathogenic organisms while also enhancing the flavor and nutrition content of the food. Now, let's talk about practical applications. We have covered the methods of preservation and how they work. We talk now how you can apply these techniques in your daily life. First up is refrigeration and freezing. Refrigeration is a perfect for short-term storage of perishable items like milk, fresh vegetables, and leftovers. For long-term storage, freezing works best. Think meat, fish, or even pre-cooked meals. Just make sure to seal your food properly to avoid freezer burn. All right? Refrigeration slows down the growth of bacteria and enzymes by keeping temperatures low. On the other hand, freezing stops microbial activities altogether by turning water into ice. This is why your frozen vegetables last for months. Drying. Drying is ideal for foods like fruits, herbs, and grains. For example, you can dry bananas or mangoes for homemade snacks or store dry beans for months without worrying about spoilage. You can even invest in food dehydrator for more consistent results. Drying is one of the simplest ways to preserve food. By removing water, bacteria and molds cannot survive. Whether you are sun-drying fruits or using food dehydrator for herbs, this method ensures your food stays safe and tasty for a long time. Salting. Next, we have salting. If you are into preserving meat or fish, salting is a great option. It is simple. Just coat the food evenly with the salt, store it in a cool place, and you are good to go. This is especially useful for people without access to refrigeration. Salt draws water out of food and harmful microorganisms, thanks to osmosis. This creates a dry, hostile environment for bacteria. Think salt fish or preserved meat. Simple but effective. Smoking. Smoking not only preserves but also enhances the flavor of foods. It is commonly used for meats, fish, and even some types of cheese. If you love barbecues, try setting up a simple smoker at home. It's a funny way to preserve food and enjoy delicious meals. Smoking is a triple action method. The heat kills bacteria. The smoke contains natural antimicrobials, and the drying process reduces moisture content. The result, delicious smoked fish or meats with extended shelf life. Canning and bottling. Canning and bottling are great for preserving sauces, jams, and vegetables. If you are a gardener, this method is perfect for storing your seasonal harvest. Just remember to sterilize your jars to keep the food safe from contamination. Canning and bottling are all about sealing freshness. Food is heated to kill bacteria, enzymes, and spores, then sealed in airtight jars to keep out new contaminants. It is perfect for fruits, sauces, and even meat. Chemical preservatives. For ready-to-eat or commercial foods, chemical preservatives like citric acid or sodium benzoate can extend shelf life. While these are less common at home, you can use them in homemade jams or juices to ensure they last longer. Chemical preservatives like citric acid or sodium benzoate work wonders by altering the food's pH or inhibiting enzymes. You have probably seen these days in your favorite processed foods like sauces or juices. Fermentation. Fermentation is an excellent way to enhance both preservation and nutrition. Foods like yogurt, kimchi, or sauerkraut not only stay fresh longer, but also provide probiotics that are great for gut health. And finally, fermentation Beneficial bacteria convert sugars into acids or alcohol, creating protective environment. Think yogurt, pickles, and kimchi, packed with nutrients and flavor while staying preserved. You can easily start small by fermenting vegetables in salt water. So what is yogurt? This is a custard-like food made from milk curdled by the action of bacterial cultures, sometimes sweetened or flavored. Kimchi, Korean cooking, a spicy pickled or fermented mixture containing cabbage, onions, and sometimes fish, variously seasoned as with garlic, Auslandish, red peppers, and giga. Sauerkraut, cabbage cut fine, salted, and around ferment until sour. German equivalent to sauerkraut greens. It means sour greens. Helps to replenish beneficial bacteria and restore gut balance. Very important. Yogurt, kimchi, and sauerkraut. When deciding on a preservation method, think about the type of food, how long you need it to last, and the resources you have. For example, drying and salting are fantastic for areas with limited electricity, while refrigeration and freezing are better for modern households. Always label your preserved foods with the date of preparation to avoid forgetting how they are being stored. Always label. Even in your refrigerator, label your foods, write the dates so that you avoid forgetting how long they have been stored. So, whether you are storing food for the week or preparing for long-term use, there is preservation method that fits your needs. Try experimenting with these techniques and see what works best for you. What's your favorite preservation method? Let me know in the comments. Finally, food preservation is both science and tradition. Whether you are freezing, salting, or fermenting, these methods are here to save time, reduce waste, and enhance flavors. So which method are you excited to try? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more food tips and tricks. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Acknowledgement, the contribution before we wrap up. ChatGPT by OpenAI. A secondary school graduate who inspired me to come with a topic. Photographs taken by me. Typing done by me. And special mention of Mama Nyambu, Tony the meat roaster, and the butcherman where I buy meat at Malaa. Goodbye and see you for another interesting video.